Hey everybody, I have here Emmet's Thricycle from the Lego Movie 2. One of the more unique vehicles I think I've ever seen Lego make. I've never really seen anything like it, either imagined or real, but it's interesting and it's a pretty small set, so I'll probably be able to get through this review fairly quickly. Let's see. In order to stand up, the vehicle does have a couple of little cheater pieces down at the base to use as kickstands of sorts, but you can also rotate those forward if you want to play with this more freely. So then you can, lean the entire vehicle forward and back, but it's most convenient to leave those facing towards the rear most of the time, I think. You don't have to worry about if you need to let go of the thing. The tires are in contact with one another. Each of these upper axles is actually free to lift up and down a little bit. So just gravity is keeping them down on one another and ultimately onto the one that's on the ground. So as one tire moves, the next tire moves, and the next tire moves. So they're always in motion, all three of them together. Up above that, you have these flaps, mud flaps with stickers on them. Just a small number of stickers used in the set, and I'll go ahead and get this up straight. And you can see a little bit of exhaust at the back, a small deck for Planty to be placed there, and it just pilots it from up top where he actually stands on the thing. Has a little headlight there in the front, and that's really all there is to it. It kind of looks cool when it's moving around because you can see all the tires moving at the same time, and one of them's going in the opposite direction. It looks cool, and it's awkward. It's definitely awkward to play with it because you don't have any consistent base there, so it always wants to kind of slip out from under you. Can be seen as a fun thing if you take it as a challenge, or it can be a little bit annoying. It's entirely based upon your perspective, but it's definitely interesting, and it's easy to get it to a point where it doesn't fall over on its own by just moving these pieces back. Or like I say, you can just leave those always back. You can still play with it like that and then just let go and it'll stay almost standing up. I think it would have been nice if they had an option to have it stand up closer to straight though. I guess they kind of have that option though with this fueling or refueling stand with the classic glass globe style gas pump there. It's very similar in style to what they've just recently released in the Corner Garage Modular. They have the relatively new, I think it's the newest, of flower stock pieces used here in just a regular brown. That's a good color for that. You can remove this if you want, it's just on a whip piece. You've got stickers used for the detail there. And this is where you would actually run the Thricycle up. I'll show you that in just a second. But because it is in Apocalypseburg, or around Apocalypseburg, they've got a weapon also. So they've just got a spare wheel there, which is the exact same type of wheel that's used on the Thricycle, but you can also fire it off and just act as a little bit of a deterrent. The way this works with the Thricycle is you back this up and just lock the little cheater bits right in there. And there you go. See? It actually does stand up perfectly straight. You just have to be at the fueling station. And that's that. There's nothing else to really see around the back of this. Yeah, alright, let's take a closer look at some of the smaller things. One invader from the planet Duplo is included, and of course this is a Lego system build, not a Duplo build, so it's using just regular, normal bricks, not the small ones. It's a nice little build to put this together. I like making things that look like Lego out of Lego, just at different scales. I think it's a cool idea. And this is able to open and close to give you the chomping action. And you can also rotate the eye around to make it look like it's looking in different directions. See, it kind of looks alive like that. That's cool. A lot of personality in such a small build. Color scheme is fine. Makes sense, I think, overall. Yeah, just a cool little thing. And lastly, here's a closer look at Emmet. It's just the most basic of Emmet, so nothing really special here at all, Well, I mean, he is still the special, or at least he was the special. We're all the special now, but you know what I mean. Just has the wear on the silver stripes to go with the modern age, and he does have an alternate face as well. So he's got his classic basic smile, and he's got this very worried face, which is another good one to have. Considering what you get here, the volume of stuff, the number of pieces, the type of pieces, I personally would not want to pay more than $15 US for this set. Fortunately, the recommended retail price is $15 US. So, hey, that's not bad. And it's an interesting thing. I think that it's a little bit more fun to put together than it appears. I think it works a little bit better than it appears with the free-floating upper axles. Those work very nicely. And I think it has a very nice selection of pieces, if you want to use those parts towards building something else. I'm not sure how many different things you can build from this. It's not necessarily the best parts pack by itself, but definitely as an add-on, I think it comes with some nice things. And on the topic of parts, I think the spares left over after you build this thing are very, very generous and wonderful. I mean, you get a spare of the plant piece, the flower stalk piece in green, and also one in that new and still relatively uncommon brown. This is a gunmetal gray colored lightsaber hilt, rubber whip. Two of these, two different colors. That's still a relatively uncommon dark gray colored hollow stud, and that's a super useful piece. So for such a small set, to have all of these useful extras is nice. And that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out the build, I will link to it right now. Catch you later.